Good morning all. We are back with our classes on electricity. I don't know how many people took the test yesterday, but there was a test on acid, bases and salts. The number of people called or who took the tests are very less. So please make sure that you take the test, because beyond this I cannot pressurize and call each one of you to find out whether you have taken the test or not. I will post the answer key today because yesterday, even till the evening, there were children who were writing the test. So I did not post the answer key. Today by afternoon, I will post the answer key and you can check your answers. Okay. Now back to our classes on electricity. We have studied factors on which resistance of a conductor depend. We have also studied what is resistance of a conductor. We know answers of 1 ampere, 1 coulomb, 1 volt and 1 ohm. And now we will have to do problems based on resistance and resistivity. So I will just revise till the point I needed to do it. That is, first thing we need to know is resistance of the conductor. How do you calculate resistance of a conductor? Use the formula V is equal to what R? IR. Where V is potential difference in volts, I is current in ampere, R is resistance in ohms. We also know factors on which resistance of a conductor depend. That is, R is proportional to L and R is inversely proportional to A, which means R is proportional to L by A, which is R is equal to rho L by A, where rho is called as what? Specific resistance or resistivity. Its SI unit is what? Ohm meter. Okay. Now please write problems based on resistance and resistivity. Problems based on resistance and resistivity of the conductor. Problems based on resistance and resistivity of the conductor. Come to page number 208 of your textbook. Come to page number 208 of your textbook. We will solve first example 12.3. I don't know in the new textbook what is the number. Page number, page number same 208 na? See, it says, I am reading the question. You don't really require to write the question. If you want, you can write. How much current will an electric bulb draw? So what I have to find out? Current. How much current will an electric bulb draw from a 220 volt source? V is what? 220 volt. From a given 220 volt, if the resistance of a bulb filament is 1200 ohm. So R is what? 1200 ohms. Which formula should I use? V is equal to IR. 220 is equal to I into 1200. 220 by 1200 is equal to I. Cancel. 11s are 6 are. 11 by 60 is your ampere. So I is equal to what? 11 by 60 ampere. Now it says, how much current will an electric heater coil draw from a 220 volt supply if the resistance of the heater coil is 100 ohm? So now this was case 1. For case 2 at the same time, I need to find out I. What is V given? 220 volt. What is R given? 100 ohms. So V is equal to IR. So V is what? 220 is equal to I into 100. So 220 by 100 is equal to I. It is nothing but 2.2 ampere is equal to I. Divide this 11 by 60 also and try. Okay, I don't know how much it may be. 11 by 60, kindly try it out. You will find how much, I don't know. Just try, pause it, Raghav, for 2 minutes. So the answer in most of the problems of Ohm's law, you will be either given V and R and I will be asked, or two of the constituents will be given and one will be asked. You will always use the formula what? V is equal to IR. Now for the next example, which is example 12.4. Now for our next example, which is example 12.4, it says the potential difference between the terminals of an electric heater is 60 volt. What is 60 volt? V is 60 volt. What is I given as? 4 ampere. Okay, I is given as what? 4 ampere from the source. What current will the heater draw if the potential difference increases to 120 volt? See, first I have been given V as 60, I as 4. What should I find out? R. So V is equal to what? R, I, R. So V is 60 is equal to 4 into R. So 60 by 4 is equal to R. So let us divide it. From 4 also you can divide. 4 ones are 4, 4 fives are 20. So you get how much? 15 ohms as resistance. Now what is the question asked? The next part says, what will be the current? No? What current will the heater draw if the potential difference is increased to 120 volt? So now R is how much ohms? 15 ohms. Potential difference is how much? 120 volt. What is I? So again we will use the formula V is equal to IR. So 120 is equal to 15 into I into 15. So 120 by 15 is equal to I. 3 5s are 15, 3 4s are 12, 5 8s are 40, yellow come. 8 ampere is equal to I. Understood this? So this is again our second question, which is based on what law? Ohm's law. Now for example 12.5. Now for example 12.5. Okay, in 12.5 the calculation part is slightly tougher and this kind of questions are generally asked in board. So you need to understand how exactly are we going to solve. Resistance of a metal wire of length 1 meter. So first thing what is given? L, length of the wire is 1 meter. At how many degrees centigrade? At 20 degrees centigrade is how much ohms? 26 ohms. So R is how much? 26 ohms. If the diameter of the wire is 0.33 mm or diameter of the wire is 0.3 mm, okay, what will be the resistivity of the metal at that temperature? So resistivity find out ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, rho find out ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Okay, so in note kodi first, what is the formula? R is equal to rho L by A. So rho is equal to what? R A by L. Correct? Now, to calculate area, we generally use what? Pi r square. Isn't it circular wire? So pi r square. So as a result of it, I will substitute rho is equal to r into pi r square by L. Correct? I can write. Now I know the diameter. So it is easier if I use it as diameter only. So I will substitute rho is equal to r into pi d by 2. Isn't it? D by 2 whole square by L. Correct? So this becomes what? rho is equal to R into pi d square by 4L. Correct? So, if radius is given, I will use this formula. Rho is equal to R pi R square by L. But if diameter is given, I will use the formula R into pi d square by 4L. Clear this part? So, you should know how we derive this. Now, if I have to convert millimeter into meter, with what should I multiply? Into 1000. So, this becomes what? 0.3 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter. Correct? 0.3 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter. 1000 millimeter make a meter. Right? This much. So now we will substitute this. Can this be seen? So rho is equal to R raised to 26 into, I have 0.3. So 0.3 into 0.3 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 3 by, I have got 4 into 1. So I have 26 into 0.3 into 0.3 into 10 to the power minus 6 by 4. 2s are, 1s are, 2 3s are. So you can multiply and get the answer. Please divide and multiply. 3 3s are 9. So 13 into this into 10.6 divided by 2. Pause it please. So I had forgotten to write multiply it with 3.14 because we did not use the value of pi. So recheck it, and regarding how it became 10 to the power minus 3 meter. See, 1000 millimeter make 1 meter. So 0.3 millimeter will be 0.3 into 1 by 1000, which will become equal to what? 0.3 into 10 to the power minus 3. Your textbook, while solving it, has taken it as 3 into 10 to the power minus 4. Okay, so always understand such type of problems require your patience. Only thing, formula substitution should be correct. Only half mark is given by CBSE board for the final answer. If given is correct, your formula is written correct, your substitution is correct, you will get your marks. Maybe if 1 or 2 digits here and there it goes wrong, a quarter mark or half mark may be deleted. So what is your answer? Your answer is 1.84 into 10 to the power minus 6 ohm meter. Because resistivity is generally measured as ohm meter. Okay? Now for the next example problem, please mark 12.6 as very, very important. It is a very important problem, and every year there is a lot of questions which are generally asked on the same parameter. So let us understand the problem. It says a wire of a given material having length L and area of cross section has a resistance of 4 ohms. So this is 12.6, no? Okay, it says what? It has a wire has a resistance of what ohm? How many ohms it is given? 4 ohms. What is the resistance of another wire of the same material? If the material remains same, then rho will get cancelled because rho is same for the same material. Okay. Having length L by 2 and area of cross section 2A. Now please understand, when it was 4 ohms, it has rho, length as L and area of cross section as A. Correct? Now, what will be its resistance? Let us say it is X ohms when it has made of the same material. So rho remains rho, length becomes what? Length becomes what? L by 2 and area becomes what? 2A. This is what is asked. This is our second equation. Divide 1 by rho L by 4a. Correct? 2 into 2, 4a, 2a by 1 ಇದೆ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? 12 by 4a. So now this row and this row gets cancelled, made up of the same material. Now 4 by x is equal to, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಲಾ, 4a into L by L into a. Correct? So this L and this L gets cancelled, this a and this a gets cancelled. So I get what? 4 by x is equal to 4. So 4 is equal to 4x. So 4 by 4 is equal to x. So x is equal to what? Ohms. 1 ohm. Is it clear how I did? First, I said 4 ohms is equal to rho L by A. It asks what will be the next resistance if the length of the wire is half and its area is doubled. If the length of the wire is half, the length becomes what? L by 2. Area becomes what? 2a. Take a ratio or divide one equation 1 by equation 2. I am writing here. Divide 1 by 2. So you will get 4 by x is equal to rho L by a by rho L by 4a. Cancel everything and you will get x as what? 1 ohm. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಇದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಅವತ್ತು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ. If the length is more, this area is a and length is L. If I make the length half, I folded on it, so length becomes what? L by 2. Area becomes what? 2a. Artha aita? Okay. Please write this problem and we can start with the next one. Fine. So we have solved all the example problems of resistance and resistivity. For the in-text question, come to page number 209. On what factors does the resistance of a conductor depend? This question is very important. Comes for 3 marks in the board. It is important. I think if you would have seen through the notes also, it is written. What is our answer? First factor is length. Then you will write R is proportional to L. If the length increases, resistance also increases. We will say, so what kind of wires are preferred? Small wires or shorter wires are preferred, because if the resistance increases, current decreases. Second factor is what? Area of cross section. So you say R is inversely proportional to A. That means if the area increases, resistance decreases and current is more. Third factor is what? Nature of material. What is the nature of material? We say that conductors have low resistivity and insulators, or conductors have low resistance and insulators have high resistance. Last was what? Temperature. Resistance increases with increasing temperature. For what metals? For pure metals. Okay? Will current flow more easily through a thick wire or a thin wire of the same material when connected to the same source and wire? Which wire? Thick wire. You will use this point. You will say resistance of a conductor is inversely proportional to area of cross section. If the area is more, that is the wire is thick, resistance is less and current is more. Understood this? So you have to write it in words. You will write, if the area is more, that is the wire is thick, the resistance is less and more current will flow. And hence, which wires are preferred? Thicker wires are preferred instead of thinner wires. Let the resistance of an electrical component remain constant while the potential difference across the two ends of a component decreases to half its former value. What change will occur in the current through it? What are they telling? We are talking about what law? Ohm's law. Ohm's law says what? At a constant temperature, the potential difference between the two ends of a metallic wire in a given electric circuit is directly proportional to the current flowing through it. So V is proportional to I. What are we telling here? Let the resistance be constant. R is constant. So if R is constant, where is R coming? V is equal to I. R. So if R is constant, V is proportional to what? I. If V decreases by V by 2, I also will decrease to what? I by 2. So same answer. You will write, if the resistance of the electrical component remains constant, while the potential difference across the two ends of the component decreases to half its former value, then the current also will become half, because according to Ohm's law, V is proportional to I. Because according to Ohm's law, V is proportional to I. Why are coils of electric toasters and electric irons made of pure alloy rather than pure metal? Answer no. Alloys have higher resistivity than a metal. All alloys have a higher resistivity than metal. They do not oxidize at higher temperatures and can withstand more heat. So this question is there in notes somewhere. You have to just check. I think somewhere in the notes it is there. I would have given all. If it is not given, please write. It is because alloys have more resistivity than the metal. You can see in page number 207. And they do not oxidize at high temperature. I would have made you underline or write a question there also. Okay, so alloys have higher resistivity than pure metal. They do not oxidize at high temperature, and therefore the coils of electric toasters and iron are made up of an alloy. Use the data in table 12.2 to answer the following. Which among iron and mercury is a better conductor? See. Iron has resistivity of 10.0 into 10 to the power minus 8, whereas mercury has resistivity of 94 into 10 to the power minus 8. Which has better resistivity? Iron. Okay, next. Which among the best is the less, because it is what in nature? Expensive in nature. Okay, so this is all about your questions till here. Read till here so that we can start tomorrow resistances in series and parallel. Okay, I am also going to start today bio lesson, which is environment. It is a very simple lesson. The notes will be sent to you today. So you have to read along with it, because the last chapter, management of natural resources, goes for internal assessment. So I don't know, we will wait and watch for your schools to give you a project based on it, or something which is related, which will be handled by school, because it is an internal assessment chapter. Then the last chapter of biology is environment. It's a nice, cute little chapter which has nothing much to study except the 10% energy law. So we will go through environment, or our environment. So let us start with our bio class. Okay, I'll stop this class and again start it.